Raw took place tonight in Indianapolis, Indiana, and this was a show that I think most people are going to consider the true beginning of the road to WrestleMania because this was a very good Raw tonight. Last week was universally panned online. I think I'm one of the few people who didn't give it like a super negative review, but everyone else hated it. Tonight, I think everyone's gonna love because this was a really good show tonight. So we started off with Paul Heyman and the Vision coming out. They're bitching about Seth Rollins. I'll be honest, I was not interested. I was not even paying attention to hearing Heyman yap and then Logan Paul and Austin Theory talk. Adam Pearce comes up with security. I'm thinking, oh my god, I've seen this shit a million times in my fucking life. How many times is he going to argue with Heyman? I see this every week. It's copy and paste WWE, but then it changes because we see multiple masked men start arriving. One of them gets taken by security. Another one diverts Austin Theory's attention. Another one takes Logan Paul's attention. Then we see another one ready to distract Paul Heyman. But then another masked man comes in the ring. This is when Heyman's all alone, and it's Seth Rollins. He's holding a chair, hits Heyman in the back with the chair, unmasks to reveal it's him, and then he gives Heyman a brutal curb stomp. And what happens is, I think Paul Heyman probably had one of those, what do you call it? Those blood capsules that you kind of bite on, but either that or he actually got legitimately busted up because Heyman was bleeding from his mouth. This was a really good angle. Seth hit the curb stomp, and then after he hit him with the chair, after that they had a bunch of EMTs go on to check on Paul Heyman. I thought this was a really strong angle to start off Raw. And easily the best thing they've done with Division. I don't know what they're doing though at WrestleMania. Is it going to be Rollins and LA Knight against Theory and Logan Paul? I'm not that into that match, but this was a really strong angle. And it's ironic that Heyman, like, it's almost like an injury angle for Heyman in a way because it's what the group is. Division is a cursed group. All they do is get hurt. So when we come back from break, Logan Paul and Austin Theory are checking on Paul Heyman as he's loaded into an ambulance, and then they're about to follow him in their car to the hospital when Heyman goes into the ambulance, but then Jimmy Uso arrives. He attacked Austin Theory off screen, and he attacks Logan Paul, and then it's revealed that LA Knight is the ambulance driver, and he drives Paul Heyman to the hospital. I'm not sure, but LA Knight's the ambulance driver. This got a good pop. Gunther was out next, ready to make his entrance when Dragon Lee jumped him, and we get Gunther against Dragon Lee. Had a hell of a matchup here. Really enjoyed it. Definitely the best match on the show. Was really entertaining. A lot of the match took place on the outside, and it wasn't necessarily a brawl. It's like they did a lot of moves on the outside, and it looked really good. Eventually, Gunther got the win here, but they made Dragon Lee look strong. He put up a hell of a fight here. He got out of multiple power bombs. I mean, it looked like Gunther was going to win by referee stoppage, but Dragon Lee fought back. Eventually, they're in the ring. Gunther removes his mask and then puts on the sleeper hold, and Dragon Lee taps out quickly to avoid being humiliated by being unmasked. So Gunther gets the win here. We go backstage. Asuka is yelling at Kairi Sane after her chamber loss, and then Kairi's really depressed. She's frozen, and then AJ Lee walks up to her, tries to get her attention, and then Asuka just yells at her and Kairi leaves. It's like an abusive relationship, the two of them. That's what it is. Theory and Logan Paul return during the break. Theory cut a promo on Jimmy Uso. Demolition is announced for the Hall of Fame. I didn't read that. Didn't pay attention to any of the wrestling news, but they're in the Hall of Fame. That's good. Definitely should have happened a long time ago, but happy to see them in. And really, I'm really happy that they got to go in when they're still alive. So that's really nice to see. AJ Lee was out next. She thanks the fans for supporting her. Here's the problem with AJ. She pauses too much in her promos. There's too much talks, and then she is slow to get to her next word. It doesn't work. She needs to talk a little bit faster. And she was a lot better 10 years ago, but I don't know. There's something that just feels like it's off with her. There's just something there. It's it's not quite the same. Or maybe I'm envisioning. I remember the past being better than it actually was. Maybe. Anyway, she says she wants to be a fighting champion. She issues an open challenge, and the next time she's in the ring, she'll be defending the title. No Becky Lynch tonight. Earlier today, Chad Gable talks to Penta, wants to challenge him after he wins, and then Kaiser, I'm just going to call him Gable and Kaiser now, went up to him. I don't give a shit about this. After the break, we got a Liv Morgan video package. I'm just gonna say this, and it's a video promo of her backstage cutting a promo on Stephanie Vaquer. Holy fuck, is she hot? Like, everyone knows Liv Morgan's really hot. Yeah, we're just figuring that out in the year 2026, but oh my god. Anyway, we had Chad Gable against Rayo. Gable won, who cares? We got a Penta video promo on Dominic Mysterio ahead of the Intercontinental Championship. And then we go to Jackie Redmond on the break, and oh my god, the dress she's wearing. It's a lot of women like in WWE for whatever reason wear I'm not gonna say it, but it's very low, and oh my god, yeah, Jackie definitely stole the show tonight. I think she was best dressed tonight. Oh my god. Anyway, she's interviewing Natty in front of the live crowd. Okay, whenever I see Natty, I don't care. I hate being mean, but she has no charisma. I figured, why doesn't Natty ever get anywhere in her career? She just has no charisma. That's always been her biggest issue. Zero charisma to save her life. Her family members aren't known for being the most charismatic, but she has nothing. Like, now I've figured out why she's never gone anywhere as a star, or never can break through. She just has no charisma at all. So we go backstage. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were playing darts together. By the way, no Roxanne Perez still. I guess she's still recovering. Then we go to Finn Balor. He's telling Dominic and JD that he's at peace with his loss. And then both Finn and JD say that they'll be in Dominic's corner for his Intercontinental Championship match tonight. Well, they were, but not the way Dominic wanted to. We'll get to that later. Rusev came out and cut a promo on Obafemi. Fans did the Oba chant, and then he calls him out. Oba comes out. He challenges Rusev, who enters the ring, and they brawl. Obafemi sends Rusev out of the ring, and he got the upper hand tonight. I think Oba should be the one facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. We go backstage to see Bayley talking to Lyra Valkyria backstage. They both feel stuck. They have no direction for WrestleMania. Lyra actually wants Bayley to challenge AJ. They go to his office, but Io Sky came out first. That was interesting. Jimmy Uso was out next. We get Jimmy Uso and Austin Theory. So Logan Paul interferes, causing a disqualification. They beat down Jimmy until Jay makes the save. He brings two crutches, giving one to his brother, and then they lay out the Vision. So the Vision had a really rough night tonight. Manager gets destroyed. They get their asses kicked. Half their team is hurt. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are still hurt. It's weird that it's just coming down to Logan Paul and Austin Theory, because they were both like new members who were added a few weeks ago, or a few months ago. I mean, they're not any of the original members at all. So Adam Pearce was surprised by Danhausen backstage. He gives a list to Pearce that he dropped in the toilet. He introduces JD, Pearce does, to JD, Finn, and Dominic, the Judgment Day. And Pearce is trying to get rid of Danhausen. I thought Danhausen was actually really funny here. I know he had the worst debut of all time at the Elimination Chamber, but I just felt like this actually made him so much better. It doesn't, completely cover up, or doesn't completely negate the disaster that was his debut, because it's still the worst debut I've ever seen, but it was much better. He had a much better night on Raw than he did at the Chamber. Byron Saxton interviews Javon Evans for the live crowd. Not a good promo. I'm just I was just relieved I didn't take 30 minutes like his fucking entrance at the Elimination Chamber this past Saturday did. So we go to Jackie Redmond, and oh my god, that dress she was wearing. Jesus, that top. She introduces Rhea Ripley, who she interviews on stage. Rhea comes out with a big pop. She's joined by her girlfriend, Io Sky, who was there, and yeah, I'll mention that. Like, how am I going to say this? So Rhea reflected on losing the women's tag team titles, and then she goes to Io and she thanks her for being a great opponent, her partner, her best friend. I'm thinking, oh my god, is she going to kiss her? I was thinking, are they really going to do that? It's the lesbo-eroticism here is so apparent. Like, it's not even, there's sometimes undertones of it. It's overtones of it. I'm thinking, like, what are they doing? Are they going to actually do this angle? What is this thing? Friends don't act that way. I know women are different from men, but like, no one acts like that. It's so obvious what they're trying to do here. I'm thinking, are they going to do something? Like, I don't know what to say. But I was really expecting Rhea might actually try to kiss her. Then Rhea cuts a promo on Jade. Io was telling Rhea that she needs to go alone on SmackDown. She's going to be strong on Raw. They're not going to go for the women's tag team titles now. This sucks. Io better get her spot at WrestleMania because that's going to be fucking bullshit. She's had a spectacular year. She's been the best woman all year. I'm hoping they get Io into the women's triple threat match and they make Rhea, Jade, Io a triple threat because Rhea can't wrestle Jade in the singles because Jade I don't think can handle a singles match at WrestleMania. I mean, it won't be any good. The match with Tiffany she had at a SummerSlam, that's the last prominent singles match on a PLE on a major show, was no good. Jade needs a triple threat. I hope they get Io in there. I mean, there's no way in hell it'll be as good because Jade is nowhere near at the level of Bianca is, so it won't be as good as a triple threat match last year. But I hope they get Io in and we get a triple threat at Mania. So Io jumped into Rhea's arms to end the segments. Again, it is what it is. Jackie, I think, was my favorite tonight. Penta's out next, and then he challenges Dominic Mysterio, who came out next, alongside JD McDonough and Finn Balor, as he defended his Intercontinental Championship against Penta. Seems like for the millionth time here. So Dom asks one of them to get the bell hammer. McDonough got the hammer, but then Finn Balor stopped him. Dom is confused, he doesn't know what's going on, he's pissed off, and then that's when Penta took advantage, hit the Mexican Destroyer, and won the Intercontinental Championship after a brief exchange. First, he took out the other two with a dive on the outside, and then he finished off Dom Mysterio, Mexican Destroyer in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, we have a new Intercontinental Champion. His name is Penta. Long overdue, should have happened a while ago, but I'm glad they finally pulled the trigger. He's the IC Champion. Needed it, and definitely a big win for Penta. His first official title win in the WWE. He wins his first title here, and hopefully it's one of many. He got a nice pyro display, and Penta, since debuting last year in January, he's had a good run in the WWE. 14 months later, he wins the IC Championship, and this was a good match, and this was a cool moment here. So they show footage after the chamber went off the air. That's when Nick Aldis made Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the championship on SmackDown this Friday. I hope we don't get a title change. I hope Drew doesn't lose the belts. I don't mind if it's a four-way, if it's Drew, Randy, Jacob, and Randy. And if it's a four-way, that's fine. But I don't want Randy, Cody, and then like Drew and Jacob. I hope Drew gets into the title match at Mania. So we go to the last segment. Roman Reigns was out next. He tells the fans to acknowledge him before he's interrupted by CM Punk. This was a great promo. It was much shorter than the last one they had the night after the Rumble, or 2 nights after the Rumble. So this is the one after the Chamber. I thought it was even better. So Roman rips into CM Punk, called him a punk-ass bitch, says he'll put him on a retirement tour, send him to NXT to train the guys, and when they come up to the main roster, he'll smash them. Really ripped into Punk. Punk came back at him, and then he ended it by saying he'll bury Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and he'll bury him next to his father. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. I guess that's the CM Punk. Remember when he feuded with The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and they had him like take shots at Paul Bearer after he just died, mocking his death? I guess that's the CM Punk we're getting. He's attacking Sika of the Wild Samoans, who died, I think a couple of years ago now. So I thought this was a great segment, and you know what? This was actually a really good Raw. Everyone hated last week. I didn't hate as much as everyone else did, but they needed this. This was a great Raw, and it now feels that we're past the back roads. It's a long trip, a long road trip. We're off the back roads. Now we're on the highway, on the road to WrestleMania.